Hello and welcome to week 3. I'm really excited to be sending this video to you guys. We are almost at the halfway point. Everyone's been doing so good so far. Engagement in the discussion board has been amazing. Last week, I think we had a lot of fun, especially with the hormonal discussion board. I learned some really interesting things and got to read some really fascinating opinions. I hope you guys are reading around to everybody's posts, even if you yourself aren't commenting on all of them. You can get a lot of great information from what everyone is sharing. So without further ado, let's jump into week 3. All right, for this week, we are covering chapters 9 and 10. So we have the muscular system and the nervous system. So I want you guys to read those chapters and do your Learn Smarts. And then at the end of the week, the test will open on Friday at 12 a.m. and it will close Saturday at 11:59 p.m. So you'll have your 48-hour window to take the test. There's a little bit of a typo here, so I apologize for that. The test is going to cover everything we've talked about so far. Chapter 4, 13, 7, this should be a 9. I'll get that fixed for you, I'm sorry. And chapter 10. So everything so far that we've talked about in class will be covered. So let's jump into the module and let's kind of go over what you should expect this week. All right, remember your Canvas shell might look just a hair different than mine. So, all right, so scrolling down to module 3, week 3, in your reading assignment tab here, you have chapters 9 and 10. As soon as I am done getting this video recorded, I will upload the video lectures. Both of them are complete and ready for you. So I'm going to get those in. If you are interested in listening to my lecture on those chapters, they will be all set for you. And then we have 3 discussion boards this week. One of them, your initial post will be due the 21st. Your initial post will be due the 22nd. And your initial post we do the 23rd. So I'm trying to space it out, give you guys a little bit of time to work on these things. And then all reply posts will be due by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. So that pretty much covers what we're going to do in a nutshell this week. Don't forget your test. Your test is worth 150 points. It is 150 questions. So make sure you allot the appropriate time for it. So what I'm going to say is if you start the exam, let's say at 11 p.m., and the exam is set to expire at 11:59, you will not get the full test time. You get 1 minute per question, so that's 150 minutes. So you need to make sure that you give yourself the amount of time necessary, because once the exam is set to expire, it will auto log out and the rest of your questions will go marked as incorrect. And I don't want you guys to have that happen. It's really, really important that, you get credit for all the knowledge you've been accumulating. All right, so let's go into the discussion boards. So this first one is a little bit longer. This first one is going to be worth 10 points. So again, your first one will be due the 21st, and this one is going to talk about muscles. This one I think is a really fun one, actually. We'll talk about performance-enhancing drugs. So this could be something taking an anabolic steroid or something that just enhances a biological system. And if you find any really fascinating athletes to talk about, this always turns into a very interesting discussion. All right, your second discussion board will be due Wednesday, and I have a really cool video about what happens at the neuromuscular junction. It's not very long, so I don't think it'll overwhelm you. And then go ahead and read my prompt and give a good explanation of what's happening with troponin and tropomyosin and calcium. These are some of the unsung heroes of what really happens in muscle contraction, and these things are your wink, wink, nudge, nudge that's going to come back later in your life, maybe this weekend. And then finally, the last discussion board, nobody's posted in yet, but so this one I wanted to take special note of. I want to talk about IPSPs and EPSPs. So an IPSP is an inhibitory postsynaptic potential, and an EPSP is an excitatory postsynaptic potential. So when we talk about IPSPs and EPSPs in relation to learning and memory, Don't just think that an IPSP will make you learn something negative and an EPSP will make you learn something positive. That's not the case at all. An IPSP simply is something that shuts down a neuron. It turns it off. An EPSP is something that turns a neuron on. And how you learn and how you form memories is a combination of turn-offs and turn-ons of your neurons. So don't get hung up on inhibitory means negative and excitatory means positive. So these are things that will come back. You will see them on your test. You will see them on the midterm. These are important concepts and these are pitfalls that everybody has. So take a moment and really dive into what it means. And if anybody has questions, please go ahead and send me an email. I'd love to talk about it. I actually have a really strong background in neuroscience. Neuro's probably my favorite chapter. So, and if you listen to my video lectures, I think you'll get that as well. I get a little excited. So I look forward to working with you guys in discussion board. Last week, I replied to every single discussion thread that you guys posted. Not all the replies, but all the first initial threads. I'm going to do that again this week. Part of your engagement grade comes from going back to the discussion board, reading what your classmates and myself have posted to you, and then replying to that. We would like to get a good, hearty discussion going. So I will be looking for your reply to my comment. I will try to get my comments in pretty quickly to you guys, work a little bit every day, try to catch those threads as soon as they get up. I'll be working in the discussion board probably this evening, and then I will be working probably a little bit tomorrow morning and so on and so forth throughout the week. Just make sure you guys are going back and seeing what everybody posts. The more replies you have, the more points you're going to accumulate. All right, that's all I have for you guys this week. Have a great week, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. See you later.